Stepping out of the hostel, today's the day. Taking guests on Lion's Head hike. The trail went up, each step revealing more of Cape Town's breathtaking beauty. And then there it is, the overlook above Camps Bay. The ocean stretching endlessly, the city is right there below us. The city is just waking up. And yeah, the hike was freezing, but look at the payoff. No filter, no joke, just Cape Town showing off. Worth every shivery step. Then magic. A perfect circular rainbow right in front of me, like a halo in the sky. I've never seen anything like it. For a moment, time stops. Just me, the mountain, and this fleeting gift of light. Back at the hostel, I chill in the common area for a little bit. It's that quiet Monday morning vibe when everybody is either out or sleeping in. And then pool beckons. After my hike, that shower feels amazing, washing off all the dirt and sweat. Then stepping out into the mild sunlight, my skin is still warm from the water, letting the sun dry my hair. This is proper me time, no schedule, no pressure, just the midday sun and that peaceful, content feeling. V&A Waterfront shines in afternoon light. Sailboats dot the bay and cafes full of happy chatter. You can smell the ocean air and fresh coffee. The clouds become golden when the sun goes down. Even a casual walk feels like Cape Town at its best. At night falls, my shift at the hostel bar becomes alive. Spit, beer pong, friendly competition, cheers echoing. Strangers become friends. Another night where the world feels small and full of fun. Okay guys, Oranjezicht Market. This is literally food heaven. Look at this. Everything's so freshly made. I'm literally overwhelmed by how healthy and yummy it all looks. Just watch, every stall has something incredible. Ooh, even editing this footage is making my mouth watering again. How am I supposed to choose? I already want to go back to the market again. Look at the mushroom kebab. Each skewer is a mini mushroom tour, one perfect piece of every variety threaded together. You get the meaty portobello, the delicate oyster, and woodsy shiitake. It's like a flavor passport on a stick. With a satisfied belly, I take guests walking back to the hostel. Ta-da! With allowance in my hand. I stretch out by the pool again. The sun kisses my skin. The world slows down. This is living, not just passing through, but being so alive there. Cape Town, you've stolen a piece of my heart. Hi guys, so that was my first week volunteering at a hostel in a nutshell, taking guests to hike Lion's Head on Monday morning, first shift on Wednesday night, and taking guests to market on Saturday morning. On Thursday, I was supposed to take guests to hike Tables Mountain, but it was raining that day, so the trip got cancelled. It doesn't mean that I just skip my shift that day. I still need to be at reception early in the morning to ask around to see if there's anything that I can help with at a hostel. So on Thursday, I helped clean guests' refrigerator as an extra help for staffs who were already doing it. My point, it doesn't feel like working at all. I just feel like so energetic, active, and being outdoor like every day. Even now it's considered rain season, like it's not that touristy in Cape Town now. I still feel so alive and people around me are so active and energetic. For the rain, it's not like when it rains the whole day and your day get ruined. It's not like that. When it rains a little bit and then it stops. Also, there are so many outdoor activities available, like paragliding, skydiving, surfing, whale watching, and exploring safari, or static ones like sunbathing at a cafe by the Camps Bay or watching sunset at Sunset Beach while journaling. And in exchange, I get free accommodation. So here, I'm right here at my dorm. This dorm is specifically for volunteer. And luckily, I do not have a roommate yet. So I have this whole room to myself, but that is about to change because we have other 2 volunteers staying in another room, but one of them is about to leave in end of the week. So I will need to move to that room. So this room can be empty for them to do the upgrade, the renovation, do the painting until our next volunteer arrives, I think, in 2 weeks. Other than free accommodation, I got discounted food at Hostel bar. The food here is heaven. It is so good. I do not even know like what's the history element that makes the food here so good. At the same time, food here is comparatively cheap to start with. And as a volunteer, I got 50% off on that price. So I got like a really nice dinner for less than $3. And I'm gonna put the picture here. Yeah. I also get free tours like hiking, wine tour, Cape of Good Hope tour, and Peninsula tour for free. I have not experienced all these yet, but I do see some are in my schedule for the next week or 2. Oh, yeah. The hostel is nice enough to offer volunteers some allowance. That is enough for me to buy myself a coffee every day. So for every week, the work schedule is changed a little bit, which is good in my opinion because that way the work doesn't become repetitive and boring. I know it's not that long into my volunteer journey here, but I do want to share with you guys about my volunteering experience so far because it's been great and I enjoyed it a lot. All right, going through all the notes that I have written down that I want to share with you guys. The first thing that I want to talk about is why I chose to do work exchange. So far, my whole life, my identity has been tied with either a good student or a hardworking corporate girl. Not that I didn't enjoy it, I enjoyed it in a way with that sense of stability back then and the feeling of so on track from society's perspective. At the same time, a part of me is screaming about it's gotta be more than wearing these 2 hats. And I want to experience it all, especially in my 20s, that me, myself, and I, and well, I can. I know time is very precious, so if you want to do something, do it now. And for the location, I always know it's going to be somewhere in Africa because this is a place I want to be so bad, but I've never got a chance to. This continent is so far away, I don't just want to fly out to stay there for 7 days and live like a tourist. I want to live here for a couple months and experience it all like a local. And then work exchange. I don't want to stay in a place doing nothing. I want to feel like that I'm actively contributing to something. At the same time, I want to practice my communication skill, interpersonal skill, as well as the cross-culture collaboration skill. So the hostel I'm staying right now, one is so conveniently located, it's literally 15 minutes walk to the V&A Waterfront. 2, it is quite well reputed in global backpacking community. Being a volunteer here means that I got to interact with backpackers from all of the world, volunteers also from all of the world. I got to have daily interact with hostel staff and also my volunteer manager. It literally checked all the boxes that I expect from my first work exchange experience. All right, next I want to talk about the application process. So I signed up for 2 platforms. The first one is Workaway and the second one is Workpacker. I think for solo traveler, the annual membership fee for Workaway is $59. For Workpackers, the fee is $49. So I found this hostel on both platforms, and I applied through Workpackers. And don't even ask me why I chose one over another, it was just so random. Firstly, I introduced myself, and there are multiple questions sent by the host in terms of like why you want to choose us and what's your previous volunteer experience, etc., to see if you're the right fit. I have this page open right now. Let's go through this. So I firstly introduce myself, say, hi, I'm Olivia from China. I'm 20-something former corporate girl in financial services and a nerdy grad from tech who decided to take a career break to backpack and pursue something creative. That's content creation. That's what I'm doing right now. I am an experienced traveler, but Africa is a continent I've never set foot on, so I'm thrilled for this new experience. I also said that I chose this place because of its convenient location and the cheerful vibes from the photos. People are having a great time. It is so contagious, and I want to be part of the community as a volunteer. I enjoy engaging with people and particularly take great interest in exchanging stories with backpackers from around the world. And the next question from the host is, why are you wanting to visit Cape Town? Here's my answer. As I mentioned earlier, I am an experienced traveler, but I've never been to Africa. When it comes to Africa, two places are on my wish list. One is Cape Town, another is Kenya. For Cape Town, not gonna lie, I watched so many vlogs about this Hostel gym and I have been always longing to go. For Kenya, I intend to plan for a short trip to see the Great Migration probably after my Cape Town trip. Another question from the host is, are you an active person? Our hikes and cycling activities require a good level of fitness. So that was my answer. Absolutely. Running is an integral part of my routine. I begin my weekends with an early morning treadmill workout, around 40 minutes, 3K, to stay energized and fresh. I also enjoy weekend getaway in the mountains, so outdoor activities in general for me is not a big deal. Now I can tell, like, you kind of have to ask that question because hiking Lion's Head, it's like a hiking turned into climbing situation. I see that if you don't work out often or if you're not active at all, then it could be challenging to take guests on hiking trips at least twice a week. All right, and the last question was, have you ever volunteered before? Okay, the last question was, have you ever volunteered before, stayed or helped in a hostel? Please describe your experience. My response was, I have only volunteered in my previous job, being a mentor to new hires and helped facilitate a smooth transition from being a new grad to a young professional. I also participated in DEI program to mentor one mentee. However, backpacking is the experience I was too busy to have in early days, corporate, but it's always on my bucket list. Now it is the time. I would love to help in a hostel and share a memorable journey with world backpackers. And that's the end of the message. Luckily, after an hour or two, I received the response from the host. So I gave them my WhatsApp number, and then I got connected with them on WhatsApp. Next day, I was interviewing with the manager. I would call it volunteer manager, basically to meet you virtually, like see your face, feel your vibe and everything. Then to finalize the timeline when you will arrive and when you will leave. And I was so happy because honestly, I applied to multiple hostels in Cape Town, but this is the one I want to volunteer with the most because of the reason that I mentioned earlier. The location is perfect and it's probably one of the most popular hostels in Cape Town. So I was so glad that I got it. Yeah. And the next thing that I want to talk about is my first impression arriving at a hostel, and I want to break it down to two aspects. The first one is people aspect, and the second one is hostel environment aspect. So for the first aspect, I knew this place is super duper organized even before I arrived. I received my first 2 weeks volunteer duty, like my schedule, even a couple days before I arrived. And then when I arrived at the hostel, it appeared to me that expecting me arriving on that day, that time was clearly communicated to the reception. So I was immediately checked in and walked to my dorm. It was such a smooth process. So smooth. Meanwhile, I was connected to another volunteer, a more experienced one who has been staying here for more than a month. So I got a chat with her, learning about her experience and learn about what is expected from us volunteers. And I knew that it's not like I lead a trip on my first hike. So for the first 2 weeks, I always shadow another more experienced volunteer. And starting from the third week, then I am expected to lead trips or activities, whatever is on my schedule independently. Meanwhile, Hostel gives us this, I would call it volunteer handbook. It has everything. I think it has more than 10 pages, including like welcome to our team, volunteer duties. And for each activity, there's literally 1 page of instructions telling you what to do step by step. I'm still so blown away by the level of detail we have as a volunteer. It's just so impressed. Even like for volunteer duties, they mention what if the activity is canceled. For example, if it's raining, it said that when an activity or tour is canceled, you will be working in another apartment, for example, housekeeping, reception, or where help is needed. Please show up for your shift at reception and ask staff what you can assist with. Yeah. And another aspect is environment. I just have 1 point. I used the commute bathroom. So I gotta share the bathroom with all the females staying on the same floor with me. The level of cleanliness is beyond expectation. It's so clean and neat and well maintained. Also, as volunteers, we are expected to keep our room organized and neat, but every Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m., our room will be cleaned and our bedding will be changed by a cleaning lady. One last thing that I want to talk about is people I've met for volunteers. They're literally from all over the world. For this hostel, there are 2 locations. For the location that I stay, other than me, there are 2 other volunteers, one from Germany, another from the US. And for another location, we have volunteers from France, US, and Canada. If there's one thing in common for all these volunteers, I would say is that people will travel. And when people will travel, it's like guaranteed they're open-minded, which means these conversations flow naturally. Also, people get along really well, which I don't take it for granted, and I feel grateful. And for people staying at a hostel, the conversations with them can be really fun. I met this guy traveled from Netherlands to Africa on the motorbike. It took him 3 years. And I met this another guy flew in from Switzerland as a consultant to help the hostel expand their business, which is a good news to hear. Also, I met this solo traveler from Canada. After Cape Town, she's traveling to this Zanzibar island from Tanzania. Honestly, I had no idea what she was talking about when we had that conversation until I Googled it after. It's such a beautiful island in Africa. I so far really enjoy staying at a hostel. It's not only a place to sleep, it is a community. You're going to hang out with people at the kitchen, in the common area, or you're going to hang out with people at a bar. And that is experience you don't have or not as equivalent when you are staying in a hotel. Alright guys, that's everything I've got for this video. If you enjoyed seeing a bit of my volunteering life, smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps me grow my YouTube community with you all. Trust me, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to Cape Town than just hostel work. Between outdoor activities, nightlife, and insanely good food. This place is a whole package. Stay tuned to see it all with me, and I will see you in my next video. One of my favorite freshly squeezed juice here. It's from the Italian place next door. It's called Giovanni. It's literally my favorite, not only my favorite, a lot of volunteers' favorite restaurant, grocery. Yeah.